Welcome in, y'all. Let me get this set up. Good. Yes, we are live. Welcome in, everybody. Actually, just that a little bit more. We're basically there. Happy Wednesday. It's noon on Wednesday-ish, noonish. On the agenda today, I've been feeling it ever since, I guess last month when we first reopened all the studios. Life started kind of getting back into a more normal routine. So rather than doing home practice as much, I've been doing it more at studios, pressing myself a little bit more, and just getting a little bit more vigorous in my practice than I had been the past previous months. So today I'm going to kind of lean into that and go into a little more stretch today. So we will flow. That's when my old instructors say you're going to pay our taxes, do our things. Funny enough, it is tax day, so pay your taxes. But we're going to pay our taxes today with a little bit of movement to start, getting everything all connected, and then we're going to do some fun stretches. I would highly recommend tissues today. We're going to do some alternate nasal breathing to start off with, so it's going to really show you if sinuses are affecting you right now. So grab some tissues to start. You may see me blow my nose. I will apologize in advance, but again, that's going to clear out any congestion or just really show that there is some congestion there if you're confused at the moment. So props if you got them. Mostly you'll just need some tissues, some water, space to practice. We got a few minutes before we start, but that's basically it. We will start standing, so whatever you want to do until then, do it. But we will start standing position at the top of your mat here in just a few moments. that time, y'all. If you are just now joining, welcome in. My name is Jeremy. This is going to be a nice mix of movement and some stillness, a little more of a hatha style flow. We got some vinyasa at the beginning though, but go ahead and we'll start standing at the top of your mat. I suggested to grab some tissues as well because we are going to do some alternate nostril breathing. So again, if you have any congestion, it's probably going to help clear it out a little bit. It also may make you feel congested for a little bit. So grab your tissues, keep them handy, and grab a sip of water, and we'll get this thing started. Come to standing at the top of your mat. Feet wherever feels comfortable. So that can be wide as your hips, maybe slightly wider. That can be with your toes touching. Again, for me, my hips are a little bit wider than that to feel comfortable. So a little space in between, fist width, maybe two. Find something comfortable to stand with. Close your eyes. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Maybe find some wiggles left and right. Just kind of like you're shimmying into your space, like a dog wiggling into the grass. Just allow yourself to take up a stance. Draw your belly button up and in. Find this slight tuck of your tailbone forward so your hips will lift up as well as if your pelvis were a bowl. You would tip it to where the front part is even with the back. Once you've gotten that stack, take your right pinky and right thumb. We're going to take it to your nose. So take your pinky, seal up your left nostril. So just your right nostril is open. So we're doing alternate nostril breathing. You can keep your eyes closed. On an inhale, breathe in through your right nostril. Seal it with your thumb, and then exhale through your left nostril. Keep it open. Take a breath back in through your left nostril. Hold it at the top. Seal your left nostril, release your right, and exhale through your right. Keep that going. Breathe in through your right. Seal, release your right, or your left side, and exhale through your left. And inhale through your left. Seal and switch. Exhale through your right. Keep it going. In. Switch. Out. And back in. Switch. Out. Do that 3 more times. Last one in. Switch. Sometime release your thumb. Take a big breath in through your nose. Hold it at the top. And then exhale through your nose. And then continue that controlled breathing in and out through your nose. And let that reconnection start to build even stronger breath. And as you build that strong breath, you're going to begin to add that to your movement. Begin to connect those two, create that union together. So on a big breath in, reach your hands out and up. Let your palms touch at the top of your breath in, and then exhale, pull your palms down towards your heart prayer position. Your full exhale out. Do that again. Inhale, reach out and up, palms touch at the top of your inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're doing that 10 times. Inhale out. Exhale, pull down. And inhale. Exhale. Lengthen your breath. Take it again. Inhale. Exhale. Again, in. Out. Bigger breath in. Longer breath out. 5 more times, your breath to movement. Biggest breath in yet. Biggest breath out. Pause with your hands at your heart. We're going to add movement here. Shift your weight into your right foot. On an inhale, one-legged mountain. Bring your left knee up with you. On your exhale, low lunge. So bend your right leg. Bring your hands to your heart for a little more support. Send your left leg to the back of your mat. So slow journey back. Both hands down. Lower your left knee down. So inhale, reach your right hand up for your twist. And pause here. Squeeze your heel, right heel towards your left knee. Drag your heart forward with your left hand. So spin your left elbow pit forward, your left bicep forward, then drag your heart forward. Keep pressing away with your feet. So you're countering that. Match that strength with even more strength. 2 breaths. All right, take an inhale. On your exhale, touch your right hand to your left glute behind you. Now squeeze your glute, turn it on. Squeeze your thighs together, get light on your left fingertips. Use the strength of your abdominals. And then on an inhale, kneeling exalted. Lift your left hand and scoop it up to the ceiling, and then behind you as you slide your right hand down your left leg. So it's a slow journey up. We'll speed that up as we go, but make sure you ensure you're using all the muscles necessary to engage, to lift up. And you can use your right hand on the leg as a support. You can pull your left shoulder down from your ear. Again, squeeze right heel to left knee. Pull your left knee forward towards your right heel. Use that to lift your left hand higher. Take a breath in. Then on your exhale, low lunge. Left hand back down. Reach your right hand up for your twist. Breathe in. And then exhale, both hands down for your low lunge. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Standing splits. Shift forward, float your left heel. Now flex your left toes towards the ground. Turn your left pinky toe down. Let your left outer hip rotate down with that. So rather than being lifted to open, let's keep your hips pointing down. Closed hips for now. We'll get them open in a moment. Flex your left toes, squeeze your glute. Drive your left heel straight behind you. Again, so that's going to engage your leg and support as if you're taking a seated forward fold. Give me a stretch through both legs. Take one more breath in. And exhale, forward fold, both feet together. Inhale to a halfway lift. Press your hands into your legs. Let the crown of your head get long away from your hips. So bend your knees. Now see if you can lengthen the top of your head forward. Like you're stretching to press the elevator button with the top of your head. Breathe in. And exhale, fold. We'll do that twice more. Release your spine. Take a breath in. Halfway lift. Press into your legs. Get long. Exhale, fold. Once more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, then inhale all the way back up to mountain pose. Reach your hands out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Samastahiti. We're going to take that to the other side. Shift your weight to your left leg. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Pull your right knee up towards your chest. Get it between your chest and below your hips. You want knee in line with your right hip rather than being way high or way low. Right in the middle. Find your strength there. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, low lunge. Again, slow journey. Bend your left leg. You can bring your hands to your heart. Send your right leg back. Touch the ground, knee to the ground, both hands for support. Inhale, reach your left hand up. Find your twist. Power your legs. So squeeze left knee or heel to right knee. Spin your right elbow pit and bicep forward, and then pull your heart forward. And as you pull forward, notice where you're getting resisted from your legs. Your strong legs are going to put up a fight. That's good. I want you to breathe calmly within that struggle that's happening. All right, let your left hand release down to grab your right glute, squeeze to turn it on, and then get light on your right fingertips. Scoop them up to the ceiling, and then inhale, kneeling, exalted warrior. Left hand slides down your right leg. Scoop your right hand up. You can look to the ceiling if that feels okay. You can look down towards the ground if that feels better on your neck. Just keep scooping and feeling the stretch from your right elbow all the way down to your hip flexor, maybe all the way into your hip joint. Breathe in. And then exhale, retrace your steps, right hand down, inhale your left hand up. Exhale, low lunge, both hands to the ground. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee, standing splits. Right leg lifts. Already felt some release on the spine. I hope you feel something here. If you're not feeling anything yet, let's reassess. Flex your right toes down, again, dial your right pinky toe down, right outer hip down, and then lift your heel in line with your glute. You maybe walk your right hand or your hands forward to get your chest further away from your leg. You keep pressing your left leg down, and you get this strong, straight leg, both legs. One more breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Just doing that once this time. On an inhale, reach back up to mountain pose, get tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Come back into just as focused of breathing as you started with your alternate nostril breathing. Every breath in, feel it enter. And then watch it as it leaves. Find the intention that you brought for class today. Why are you here? What are you needing to get out of class? And commit to whatever comes along the way to achieving that goal. With that in mind, breathe in together. Breathe out together. All right, we're going to make this into a flow. We'll take a breath to movement. I'll guide you along. Shift your weight into your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Left knee lifts with you. Exhale, low lunge, slow journey, step it back. Left knee down, inhale, twist your right hand up. Exhale, right hand to your left glute. Inhale, kneeling, exalted, reach your left hand up. Exhale, low lunge. Twist your right hand up, breathe in. Exhale, both hands down. Tuck your back toes. Inhale to a standing split. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. All right, inhale to mountain pose. Option to bring your right leg up with you for one-legged mountain, or come to stand and then bring your leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Begin your repeat. Other side. Right knee down. Inhale, twist your left hand up. Exhale, left hand to your right glute. Inhale, kneeling, exalted. Exhale, right hand back to the ground. Inhale, left hand up for your twist. Exhale, low lunge. Tuck your back toes. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Other side, inhale, one-legged mountain. Left knee comes up with you, or come to stand, then lift. Exhale, low lunge, step it back. Left knee down. Inhale, twist your right hand up. Exhale, right hand to your low back, left glute. Inhale, kneeling, exalted. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, your right hand to twist. Exhale, low lunge, tuck your back toes. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Other side, inhale, one-legged mountain. Right leg lifts with you. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, twist, left hand up. Exhale, left hand to your right glute. Inhale, kneeling, exalted. Exhale, right hand to the ground. Inhale, twist, left hand up. Exhale, low lunge, tuck your back toes. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale, mountain pose, reach high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Full breath in. Full breath out. All right, let's add on here. Inhale, reach up to a mountain pose. Exhale, Samastahiti, hands to your heart. Shift your weight into your right leg. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Left knee comes up with you. Exhale, kick your left heel forward. Get a stretch. Inhale, back to one-legged mountain. And your exhale, low lunge. This time, left knee stays lifted. Lower your left heel down to the ground. And then walk your right arm inside of your right leg. We're going to set up for an extended side angle variation. So, rather than taking your left hand up to the ceiling, I want you to take your left hand to your left hip bone. Now focus more so on twisting your left shoulder to the ceiling and then letting your left hip follow with you. And notice if your hand's on the ground and your right hip is touching your right thigh, there's going to be a lot less space for rotation here. So if you feel like you can't get your left hip open, but there seems to be more space, I want you to press your right elbow into your right leg, get strong through your abdominals, and then begin to slide your hand up your leg as you twist your left hip up. So it's about getting your chest as flat as you can, as if the wall next to you was going to come chest bump you. Everything would be flat, it would all hit at one time, relatively. When you're ready, then stretch your left hand up, and then try to scoop it forward. So palm facing the ground, lengthen from your left hip all the way towards the front of the room, and then wiggle your fingers like spirit fingers. Try to get them a little further forward. Full breath. Take your left hand to your left hip, and then inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach your right hand up, keep the bend in your right leg. Can you deepen the bend in your right leg as you reach your right hand higher? You're getting this full stretch through your side body. Same type of stretch you got through your kneeling exalted. Take a breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Slowly bring yourself through to center. Arms extend out to the side. Now for warrior two, especially entering it from a reverse, check in with the length of your spine. Straight spine, shoulders stacked right on top of your hips. Tendency is to be forward a little further back. So maybe wiggle left and right like a old school car antenna, catch it in the middle, and then let it straighten up. Now from here, keep your arms extended just like they are. Keep power in your back leg. I want you to press through your right foot, straighten your right leg. And then exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Again, inhale, straight. Exhale, bend. Two more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right, now inhale, straighten your right leg. Reach your right hand up, reverse triangle. So now start to point your tailbone towards the front of the room. And it's like you stuck a laser on the end of your tailbone. Can you point the laser to your right ankle? Breathe in. Exhale, low lunge, both hands down. All right, take your left knee to the ground. We're going to take a variation of a Chaturanga. So left knee is going to stay on the ground the entire time. Plant both palms flat. Send your right leg out to a donkey kick. So you've got this tabletop position, right heel kicked up to the ceiling. Your knee stays in line with your right hip. Cool? From there, shift forward. Breathe in. On your exhale, lower halfway down like Chaturanga. Shift forward so your elbows stay stacked on top of your wrist. Kick your right heel up. Then lower your right knee down. Upward facing dog. Press into the tops of your feet so your thighs lift off the ground. Squeeze your shoulders together so you pull your heart through your arms. Stretch out your front and back line. Take a breath in. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, look forward. Exhale, step or hop forward, top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. And inhale, mountain pose, reach high, get tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, we got the other side. Shift your weight to your left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain, right leg lifts. Exhale, kick your right heel forward. And flex your toes. Put a solid footprint on the wall in front of you. Work to keep your heel in line with your hip. It doesn't have to be. Try to make a straight line, whichever way you are. Inhale, back to one-legged mountain. Exhale, low lunge. Same slow journey to step back. Right heel spins to the ground. Left hand inside of your left foot to start. Take your right hand to your right hip bone. And then twist your right shoulder up, your right hip bone up. Press your left arm into your left leg so you get light on your fingertips. And then open your right hip up as you slide your left hand up your leg to your extended side angle. And powerful through your feet. They're your base, your roots, your support system. From that strong support, extend your extremities, your arms, your torso, the top of your head. Get long and lifted away from that. Trust in the strength of the roots that you built. Full breath. All right, reach your right hand behind you, and then inhale, reverse your warrior. You can slide your hand down your leg as you lift your left arm up. And you can look to your hand, you can look to the ground, but find the same feeling of side body stretch that you got through your kneeling exalted warrior earlier. Inhale together, and exhale, warrior 2. Start to level out. Your legs should stay exactly the same, adjusting for any new space you find. But again, there's not a different shape that you're making with your leg. It's still the same lunge shape. And then from your warrior 2, inhale, straighten your left leg. Drive through the top of your left foot. Exhale, warrior 2. Again, inhale, straighten. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, straight. Exhale, deep. You got that 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time through. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten. Pause. Reverse triangle. Left hand reaches up. Right hand is your base. And then point your tailbone forward. Let your left hip bone lift. Again, that bowl that is your pelvis, lift the top front corner towards the back. Find a release of your hip flexors. All together, breathe in. And exhale, low lunge. Right knee down to the ground. Both palms flat. We'll take that to the other side. So your right knee's on the mat. Kick your left heel back, donkey kick. And palms stay underneath your shoulders. Shift forward, take a breath in. On your exhale, lower halfway down. So squeeze your elbows to your ribs, kick your left heel to the ceiling. Take your knee down, flip to the tops of your feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Float your thighs off the ground. Press the tops of your feet fiercely into the mat. And then squeeze shoulders together to pull your heart through the gate of your arms. 2 breaths. Last inhale, stay strong. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full inhale together. Full exhale together. All right, let's take that one time through, breath to movement, and then we are stretching, y'all. All right, breath in, look to your hands, bend your knees. Exhale, step or maybe float to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Left knee comes up with you. Exhale, kick your left heel forward. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Exhale, low lunge. Spin your left heel down. Inhale, extended side angle. Stay for a breath. Take your left hand to your left thigh. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach your right hand up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse triangle. Right leg straight. Exhale, low lunge. Both hands down. Left knee down. Send your right heel up. Breathe in and shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. Left knee down. Both knees down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Prepare. Exhale, step or float, top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Inhale, one-legged mountain, right leg lifts. Exhale, kick your right heel forward. Inhale, one leg. Exhale, low lunge. Right heel down. Inhale, extended side angle. Find your open shape. Full breath. Right hand to your right thigh. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, low lunge. Right knee down. Kick your left heel up. Shift forward. Breathe in. Chaturanga. Breathe out. Both knees down. Flip to the tops of your feet. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full inhale. Full exhale. Step your feet forward to the top of your mat, Malasana pose. Bring your palms together, elbows to your inner thighs or knees, and then press your palms down to widen your knees, lift up your heart. Tuck your tailbone forward. Again, that laser, try to draw it towards the center and top of your mat. 3 breaths. Next inhale, reach your hands forward, maybe reach them up, maybe interlace and drive them up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Ball pose, breathe out, lift onto your tiptoes. You can step your feet together for a better stance. Lift your heels, bring your hips towards your heels, and then hug knees into chest. Round your forehead towards your knees. Breathe big and expansively. Let your breath stretch out your low back, your kidney band. 2 more. Sit bones down to the ground. Take your legs out straight in front of you. All right, before we move on, because again, we are going to stretch, I want you to really feel your abdominals. So if you've been like, where are my abdominals today? I don't know what they're doing. I'll show you what they're doing. Either grab blocks, place them next to your hips. You can also take a couple of thick books, something sturdy. You also don't have to have blocks at all. Take it by your hips. You take your hands by your hips. First order of business is get a long straight spine. So hand down on the ground. Let your shoulders drop from your ears. Press your sit bones down to lift your chest. Lift your shoulders. Flex your toes. So you get a good lifted stance. Now from there, I want you to lean forward. You can plant your hands by your hips. Press into the ground to lift your hips. So you went from seated staff pose to an L sit. This is a modified version, both heels on the ground. It's a great place to stay. Take a breath in, lower your sit bones back down. All right, second order of business. You can take that same shape, you can lean forward, press the ground away, lift your hips, pull one knee into your chest. Your other leg is still on the ground, supporting you. Flex your toes of the leg that you pulled in toward your chest. 3 breaths. Press the ground away. Straighten back out, other leg, pull your knee to chest. 3 breaths. Both legs straight, lower down. Reach your hands above your head. Breathe in. Fold forward. Breathe out. Just for 3 breaths. Let that settle. Let your arms settle. Let them get a little heavy from the work they were just doing, supporting your entire body. And one more move. Again, check in with your abdominals. And we'll start to stretch it out. So if that shape felt good and you want to keep going, add on a little further, feel free. If you want to skip it, skip it. Or take anything that we've taken so far that felt good and challenging. I'm going to take blocks by my hips this time. I'm going to take and press the ground away, lift your hips. Try pulling one knee into your chest. Around your spine, pull your hips so they're in line with your wrist. That way you can pull your knees to your chest. Maybe you get both feet off the ground. Maybe then extend one leg, pull knee to chest. And then switch. Breathe in. And then exhale. Legs down, lower down. This time take your hands behind your hip. Reverse plank or reverse tabletop. So either press the heels down to lift your hips, point your toes towards the ground, or bend your knees, feet flat, and press to lift your hips up. Reverse all the abdominal action, the abdominal engagement that you just had. And again, you can keep the gaze looking forward to protect your neck. So looking too far back can put a little much strain. So find somewhere comfortable. 2 more breaths. Lower down slow and control. Get both legs out straight in front of you. See, now that you don't have to hold your legs up with your own body strength, it's a little bit easier to sit seated, right? So start by pulling your right heel in towards your glute. Marichyasana business. So first, you take your right hand behind your hip. Plant it flat, and then press it down so your spine gets tall. From there, take your left hand up. Breathe in. Now pause here. I want you to envision like there's something like a rubber band between your left hand and your right hand, holding them together. I want you to resist that to stretch your left hand higher, press your right hand further down. Breathe in, and then exhale, swing your left arm around, hug your right knee into chest. Once again, straighten your right arm, press it to the ground so you lengthen your spine. You got a straight spine, And then squeeze your knee towards your chest to hug. So you twist, bring your gaze over your right shoulder. Two rounds of breath. Unravel back through center. Keep your right leg just like it is. Take a breath in. Reach both hands up. On your exhale, lean forward, both arms inside of your right leg. So from here, take your right palm, flip it towards the right side of the room, and then swing it around your right shin. Trying to combine words here. Once it's around your shin, bring the back of your hand to your hip, palm facing out, and then to add on, wrap your left hand around, interlace your fingers. Now this doesn't have to happen. So you can take your right hand forward, take it to the ground, left hand forward, this is enough. You can take a half bind, just your left hand wrapped around, lift your chest. If you have the full bind, squeeze shoulders together, lift up your heart. Think about opening your chest as you straighten your posture. So how lifted and long can you get your spine while still hugging your knee in towards your body? So 3 more breaths. Gently release your bind, unravel, reach both hands up, breathe in, and then exhale, let them rest behind your hips. Take a reverse counter stretch. So right leg stays just like it is, foot flat on the ground, point your left toes down, press down to lift your hips off the ground. Now from here, press through your right heel to lift your right hip up as high as you can get it, and then the goal here is to match that with your left hip. And notice, when you lift your right hip or left hip up to match, your right hip is going to dip a little lower. So continually drive through your heel, get your right hip to lift as high as it can. Keep that match with your left hip, point your toes down. 4 rounds of breath. Drive your right heel to the mat, 2 more. You can inhale, exhale, release down. Both legs out straight, both legs out straight. Give them a shake. We're staying on the right side though. Pull your right heel inside, arch of your left foot. Janu Shirshasana. Take a breath in, reach up through center. And exhale, fold over your left leg. Work to pivot your right shoulder closer towards your left big toe. So there's this path of least resistance. You're trying to work past that. So even more so, can you press your right knee towards the ground behind you, as if you're trying to ever so powerfully stretch and compress it to the mat as you slide your chest closer towards your knee and left toe. Do 2 more breaths. Inhale up through seated. Right hand is going to come behind your right hip, about a foot, stargazer. Roll onto your right shin. Inside arch of your left foot presses down to lift up. We're here for 10 breaths. Drive the top of your right foot down, your knee down, your right palm down. And that same scoop of your left hand up and towards the back of the room. Maybe your left rib cage finds this arc towards the ceiling. Two more breaths. Last inhale. Exhale, release down, back through center. Both legs out in front of you, give them a shake, wiggle left and right. And we get to do the other side. Man, am I stoked. So pull your heel in. It's the same thing here. Take your left hand behind your hip. Take a breath in, reach your right hand up. And then on your exhale, reach forward, wrap around, grab the hug. Give it a squeeze, pull it in. And you're straightening up your spine with your left hand, hugging knee to chest with your right hand. Maybe look over your left shoulder. And keep this power through your right leg. So even though you're hugging in, can you press your right foot forward like you're trying to reach to close a door? Just gently slide it. Two more breaths. Back through center. Reach both hands up. Take a breath in. And exhale, hinge forward. Turn your left palm towards the left. Reach it around. Back of your hand to the outside of your hip. Reach your right hand around. Grab. Find a bind. Maybe that's your close. Or again, if you found a stopping point before on the other side, try stopping there. See if that feels the same. Take a breath in, lift your chest, and exhale, squeeze in. You can take your gaze over your right shoulder, press your right foot forward, hug your left knee in. Two more breaths. Gently unravel. Back through center. Both hands behind your hips. Legs stay like they are. And then press into your feet. Lift your hips. Point your toes down. Squeeze your glutes. You can drive your left heel down. Get your left hip as high as it can get. And then match it with your right. And then reassess. Press your shoulders or chest, hands down so your chest lifts, shoulders widen. It's all there. Two more breaths. Drive powerfully through the ground. One more. Last inhale. Exhale, release down. Bring your left foot inside of your right thigh. Take a breath in, reach up high. And exhale, Janu Shirshasana. Wrap your foot, press your foot forward. At the same time, press your left shin, left knee behind, away from you. Head get heavy, let your jaw get relaxed. Two more breaths. On your time, inhale back up through seated, left hand behind your hip, stargazing. Roll onto your shin, inside arch of your right foot. 10 breaths here. So powerful left hand so it supports you. You're not dumping. It's a little harder to dump into your shoulders for 10 breaths. It's easier to power into it. Relatively. Takes time, of course. Strong breathing. Scoop your right hand up and towards the ground. You can find this rainbow arc of your spine and arm. Last 2 breaths. Take the last breath in together. Exhale, release it down. Both legs out in front of you, give them a shake. Reach your hands out in front of you and then slowly hinge forward. Now see if you can keep a straight spine. So rather than rounding forward, see if you can extend out. If that's not working, come back through center. Take your legs a little bit wider. Bend your knees. Same thing, arms outstretched. Get a long straight spine. Then hands to the ground, then fold forward. Notice my knees are still bent. That's okay. This is still to get as much low back as it is to get your hamstrings and legs. And if one of them is overcompensating, then you need to compensate with some shapes. More bend in your knees means you can access more of your low back without your hamstrings taking over and not letting your low back get any stretch. Three more breaths. Now back up through seated. Lower all the way onto your back. We'll take this into a supine figure 4. If you would rather, take this into a pigeon pose on your stomach. Feel free to take it there instead. Same goal with your right hip. So open it up. Right leg over your left. Flex your toes. An ankle on top of your knee. If you already felt enough sensation, this can be stopping point number 1. Want to go further, lift your left leg off the ground, keep compressing your right leg away. So either press it with your left or right hand, keep pulling your left leg in with your left hand, or maybe grab both and then press away with your right knee, right elbow. And there's options here and it's modifiable to you. This shape can also be added onto with a strap. And so you don't have to have as much shoulder extension. You can get just as much hip release. Do 4 more breaths. See if you can completely fill, completely empty. Stay just as focused as you were when you were alternate nostril breathing at the beginning of class. Last full round of breath. See if there's new space to take up within this shape. Then let your left foot touch the ground. Lift your right leg off of your left and then into cat pulling its tail. So swing your right foot under the crook of your left leg, grab your right foot with your left hand, and then pull it gently to the left as you let your right knee towards the ground. Now it may not touch. It's okay. If it doesn't touch, there's still a lot of space there. Grab a blanket, grab a pillow, something to place underneath your knee so you don't have to hold tension to maintain that height. If your knee does touch the ground, you want to go further. Stretch your right hand up above your head. Lengthen it up and then maybe over towards the left to get a full side body stretch from your right hip all the way up to your shoulder and elbow. Check in with your left knee, see if it's splayed way out to the left. Can you keep it relatively stacked in line with your left hip? Make a strong stack so that there's no other areas to have to focus on. Just the stretch at hand, right hip, right inner thigh. Back to center, take your right hand, grab outside of your right leg and gently assist it back to center. Let it touch the ground, step your feet wider than your mat, and then broken bridge. Let your knee fall into center. You can stay for a couple of breaths. You can just letting your hips, your abdominals relax, and then switch to the other side. Left knee in, right leg out to the right. A couple times more each side until that feels good and complete. And then figure 4 to the left. Left ankle over right knee. And this can be enough. You can stay right here. Pull thigh to chest, press left knee away. Check in with your intention that you started at the beginning of class. What was the reasoning that you came? And then how does that translate to where you are now? Did you apply what you needed? Were there avenues that you neglected, even though your body said, hey, that might be a good way to go? There's still time. Your practice isn't over. You still have time to make whatever shapes you need to fulfill your practice, to fulfill that intention. 3 more rounds of breath here. Release your right foot to the ground. Lift your left leg up and then slide it under the crook of your right leg. Grab your right hand and then let your knee fall towards the ground. And right knee stays stacked, tall, supportive. Inner thigh relax, let your knee fall out wide. Walk your left hand up, and maybe stretch it up to this top back of your mat, maybe over towards the right, get a full side body stretch. But most important here is the breath. Let it soften whatever's tight. That can be thoughts, that can be physical. Last 2 breaths. Left hand down, grab the outside of your leg, assist it back up through center. Step your feet as wide as your mat, broken bridge. Right knee in, left knee in. Find movement until you find some evenness. Hug your knees to chest. Keep your left leg long, half happy baby on the right. So grab the outside of your foot, pull your knee towards the ground so your thighs parallel, and then kick your heel to the ceiling so you get a 90-degree bend in your leg. If that doesn't happen, it's okay. Bend in your leg is still okay. But attempt to make that happen. Press your heel up, pull your knee down. Find some softness within that. How can you let something go so you get a little more space? Two more breaths. Bend your knee, hug it in towards your chest, and then supine twist towards the left. Ooh, the 1-2 punch. Find the twist. Whatever was just activated into your happy baby, see if you can let it soften into your twist. Back to center on an inhale. Switch out your legs. Right leg long, left knee in, breathe in. Half happy baby on the left. Grab your foot. Kick your heel to ceiling as you pull knee towards the ground. Right hip stays down, right shoulder stays down. let there be softness within the power. So again, it's not necessarily a passive stretch. There's still some activity, but there's still softness within that power. That's 2 breaths. Bend your leg, grab your knee with your right hand, breathe in, squeeze it into chest. Then exhale, twist towards the right. With the counter. Left shoulder stays down. Find softness in your belly with breath. Last round. Come back through the center, both feet to the ground. One more time for bridge, maybe to a wheel if you're wanting a wheel. Just a counter stretch. Your hips. Roll onto the top part of your shoulders. The back of your neck get long by tucking your chin to chest. Around a breath. All together, inhale to your tiptoes. And exhale, 1 vertebrae at a time, unravel your spine. Let your left leg stretch out long. Let your right leg stretch out long. Let your feet rotate out towards the side so your inner thighs relax. Let your chest become expansive. Let your breath get soft and uncontrolled. The ebb and flow is natural. It comes with life itself. There's ups and downs. There's chaos. There's order. There's stillness. Now is your time for stillness. Not only rest in that, but find solitude and gratitude for that rest. I'll wake you when it's time. Shavasana. Moment, let your stillness reflect your confidence in yourself. There's not a need to rush for the next activity, the next chore or task. There's just this sense of existing. There's a sense of solace within that existence. Found connection to breath, to movement. Begin to reawaken your body. Deepen your breath as you start to deepen movement. Move your fingers and toes. Roll your wrists and ankles, maybe circles, maybe figure eights. Bring your legs together, stretch your hands above your head, good morning stretch. Inhale. And exhale, bring your knees into your chest and then squeeze them and give them a hug. Roll to one side for fetal pose. Feet to my left so my heart is closer to the ground, a little closer to connection. On your own time, press yourself to a seat. Slow and controlled. Keep your eyes closed. Find somewhere comfortable with your hands at your heart. Even with eyes closed, recognizing and honoring that there is a light, love, student, and a teacher in each of us. Honoring that, we bow and share the words. Namaste. That was fun, yogis. It was a fun, different flow. I enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. If that was something new, something you enjoyed, let's chat about it. My handle is at JairPose. So reach out on Instagram. Let me know what you think. I'll be teaching again on YouTube tomorrow at 6 p.m. So if you want to do another flow with me, join in then. I'm always open for requests as well. So reach out with anything that you want to see. If you have the capability, please visit blackswanyoga.com/live for donations. That's still going and is still keeping us afloat. So we very much appreciate that. You're so welcome. Hope you enjoyed. You guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. Namaste, y'all.